Howdy, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello, hi Jim.
Wow,
7,000?
Yeah, per seat.
Wow.
We're talking about the speed box right now.
Oh, it was.
While we wait, we're missing one other person to make it a quorum.
Is there a vice chair here?
No.
Yeah, look at that.
Yes.
7,000 per seat.
Oh, yes, we will be having closed captions on moving forward.
Is this new?
It
Yeah.
is to being compliant with ADA accessibility.
Oh, sure. I'm fine with that because I use it on my TV any old time I'm watching. I love it. I just do.
I find some of those, you ever watch those British,
Okay.
Scottish mystery shows
Yep,
sometimes?
yep.
I can't understand what they're saying.
But
They gotta have those.
All right, commissioners, I'm gonna start the recording. We are in quorum. Since our sitting vice chair is not here, that means we will have to go into a vote to see who will run the start of the meeting. Rudd is the vice chair.
Rudd
He's
is the vice
He's
chair.
the standing vice chair, yes. So it would be a vote to see who would want to start the meeting until we get to the elections of officers. So if there's any nominations, speak out.
You do like the person who gets longest? I
It
make a
is-
motion that Dominic.
I'm fine with that. I can run it until we have our election.
Okay.
I've done it before.
If all in
Okay.
favor, say aye.
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 Okay. You wanna take?
Perfect.
Okay, just to make it official, call to order the February 12th, 2026 Whatcom County Planning Commission meeting. That's call to order. Now we'll do the roll call. Rudd Brown is absent. Daniel Dunn here. Sunita Eisenberg.
Here, present.
Nicholas Greif, absent. Jim Hansen,
Here.
Dominic Mosseri, that's me. Scott Van Dalen, here. And Barry Matthew, who has been appointed to the commission, was not able to attend.
I think it's Matt Berry.
Matt Barry. Yeah, that's Matthew. Okay, now we'll move on to the flag salute. Okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now it's time for the department update.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, commissioners. Just a brief note. We delivered your recommended, comp plan, all 912 pages of it, to the county council on Tuesday. And council has set, a tentative schedule, to review the plan chapter by chapter. In accordance with their sort of protocol, they're gonna reserve basically committees of the whole in their afternoon meetings for the next 3 to 4 months to go through element by element. Their goal is to have a final public hearing in May of this year and make their final adoption. So as I understand it, I think they want to have some public comment periods during their committee of the whole sessions as they're deliberating. So, but that's on them, and I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna run all that, but their council and council staff is sort of orchestrating all of that, but just wanted to let you know that. Also, just FYI, on Tuesday, council did hear from and take action, preliminary action on the Everson UGA proposal and the Sumas UGA proposal. They made preliminary recommendations, to recommend both, consistent with the planning commission recommendation, a couple of minor tweaks. Converting some proposed UGA expansion areas into UGA reserve areas. And also, but they did recommend, the preliminary support for the Sumas proposal, including the western, UGA expansion. So, that's not their final action, of course, but that's just sort of signaling to the cities that, because they have to get their comp plans ready to go. I want to make sure they were consistent to, on the same page. So that was good to move that forward. They also considered the letter that the planning commission submitted, comments on, the Blaine, UGA and the, city of Bellingham, affordable housing, funding, gaps. And Commissioner Dunn was there as well to sort of represent the planning commission, and they were wanting to know, council wanted to know why, what was the thinking, you guys is thinking about why you wrote the letter and what your concerns were. So, Commissioner Dunn represented those, and then, Chris Behe from the city and Blake Lyon, the planning director from the city, were also there to, sort of respond to questions and comments about, interpretations and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that was good.
And just to clarify, I wasn't representing the council, I was there in my own personal capacity, because I represent you guys and take a vote, but Kaylee, I guess you had asked
Yeah.
council or whatever.
Yeah, they had reached out to me about
Yeah,
who they should reach out to talk to, and because you have done that in the past.
yeah,
And Commissioner Dunn attends most of those committee of the holes when they're talking about comp plan stuff, so I thought he was best suited to represent that.
you know, and then thank you for doing that, but yeah, but I just want to be clear, I didn't say I'm here on behalf of, I just said, hey, I'm here, I was a commission member, and this is my experience. So,
Yeah, I know, and Eileen and I kind of talked about that just from a procedural standpoint. If that happens in the next 3 to 4 months, if they have particular questions about what was the planning commission thinking when they made this recommendation or that recommendation? You know, whether Commissioner Dunn, if he's in attendance, well, he would be the only one in attendance typically, at those meetings. So, council will sometimes, if they see him in the audience, they'll defer to him, or they may ask him to come up and speak. And it's a question, is that on behalf of the planning commission or yourself, or is sort of how you want to
yeah, I think
procedurally work that?
yeah, to me, when I what a while ago, I asked for a vote, I think I was on something, whoever it was I was like, hey, can I speak on behalf of this thing?
You're not in charge anymore.
Well, my wife would completely agree with you,
Sorry.
but that was a long time ago.
But yeah, so I think if you guys are okay with that, I'll continue those and then speaking just it's my spiritual thing. And then if I'm speaking on behalf of representing you guys, then it'll be I come to you and say, hey, here's what I'd like to say. You guys vote on it. If you're good, then I'll represent the commission. If you're not good, then I'll speak my own thing. So. Commissioner Hanson?
Oh, I just want to note that since I've voted no on the comp plan and on many of the alterations we made, if the council is looking for a representative of the minority report on some of these issues, I'd be happy to participate in that regard.
Yeah, and Jim, it's gonna be every Tuesday basically, and it's on Zoom as well as you welcome to show up in person. I would say, yeah, definitely encourage you to put your comments in or be there or however you want to participate would be awesome.
What time? 10?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
They're always in the afternoon, usually, sometimes they start at 1 o'clock, typically lately, and they'll run till 4:30. Now, I say that, but council has also issued this memo, or their staff did, and they have several meetings, special committee of the whole meetings that are not their normal meetings. So they would be on off Tuesdays, when there isn't a regular council meeting, and they are still gonna have these. So we're basically every Tuesday for the next 3 to 4 months. Those meetings are tentatively scheduled from 9 AM to 4:30. So, yeah, council staff will be issuing those agendas and those announcements and sending those out as they come up. But yeah, some of those are 7.5 hour. There's at least 3 of those that are tentatively scheduled for all day, so.
Oh, yeah, okay, forget it.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Good job.
So that's that, and then I wanted to let you guys know, staff's been meeting, internally, looking at your agenda, your meeting agendas for the year, at least for the first quarter. We've got tonight's annual business meeting. Your next meeting is February 26th. We are scheduling the Blaine UGA map amendments for that meeting. You'll recall they had the de-annexation, so we have to get those maps and an ordinance ready for council, take it through you guys to reflect those map changes, which would be both comp plan and zoning map changes to the big map there behind us. But this one will be specific to Blaine and include the other changes that they are proposing as well. And then March 12th, we've got an open space application coming from our open space staff. We are feverishly working on the housing code amendments that have to be adopted concurrent with the comp plan. So if that's 3 to 4 months from now, we need to get those to you guys and through you guys to get your recommendations on to council by May. So we are looking to bring those to you in early April, possibly late March. We can start with those. And then the final city UGA and county zoning map amendments for all the other UGAs. And now that council has hopefully settled on where they are in the UGAs, with one exception, they haven't finished their deliberations on the Nooksec UGA yet. So they intend to address that at their next meeting on the 24th. So following all that, staff's gonna work on, okay, here's the proposed zoning amendments and UGA comp plan amendments, and then we'll bring those to you guys in April for your recommendations on to council, so that when council goes to adopt the comp plan, all the maps and the zoning is already is consistent with that. So that's the big push for us. There's a lot of concurrent UGA housing, affordable housing stuff we have to do per state mandate. And because of that hearings board case in Mercer Island, now typically those would follow after adoption. We would amend the development regulations to be consistent, but now we have to do it concurrent based on that case. So we're sort of shuffling to make sure we get all those done. There'll be things like some parking, reducing parking for certain housing types, looking at setbacks, all sorts of stuff like that. So, so that's going to be kind of your first quarter focus. Is we're gonna need to get your recommendations out of that so we can get it back to council.
Can I ask, how do you interpret how both the Mercer Island and the Kitsap case affect this process?
Well, that is the big one, is making sure that we adopt those simultaneously. So the development regulations are consistent with the comp plan
The
change.
development regulations then do what?
Yeah, promote more affordable housing. So, you know, you've made recommendations, for example, upzoning certain landwards,
Right.
things like that. So we got to do the text amendments that go along with the policy changes or the map changes you've already recommended. So, and there'll be things like we'll have to look at setbacks, building heights, other things that that affect housing that we're required to look at. Not necessarily change, but we're kind of going through that process right now.
But is this stuff that you have to look at that the state legislature said you have to
Yes.
look at? Or is it stuff that you have to look at in order to achieve the housing goal?
It's stuff that we're required to look at because the state legislature said we have to.
Okay, so the housing goal and the code don't necessarily have to, the code doesn't have to actually make the housing goal work.
Well, it has to contribute to making it work. Yeah.
Commissioner Hanson?
Sorry if I'm confused about this, but would there be an interaction between the changes we would be making and the provisional comp plan that is yet to be approved. That is, could we be making changes in land use that would then run contrary to the final version of the comp plan?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jim. We hope not. It would depend on if council makes significant changes to your recommendations. So we'll base our analysis and our proposed code changes based on what you've recommended in terms of policy changes and or map changes in terms of densities and things like that. That could change, and we'll just have, that's an unknown. We'll have to see how that process goes with the council.
Is there anything else for Mark?
That's all I got.
I would say for that open space application, we can make sure they got the public access. Thing.
We are constantly telling the planners. So,
You might not like the planning commission.
That hasn't happened yet. No. I'm just sitting in.
I just wanted to how much I missed.
So, all right, so department update is over. Now we'll move to open session for public comment. Eileen, can you run that?
yes, there are no public attendees.
Okay, well then we will close the open session for public comment and move on to commissioner comments. Are there any commissioner comments?
Do we know, I have a question. Do we know dates for March and April yet by chance?
Yes. March 12th, March 26th, April 9th,
Come on.
and April 23rd.
And I'll send over the scheduled dates.
You can make a note then. I will be absent April 9 and not available. I'll be in Guatemala, so
Is that spring break week?
it is.
Okay.
All you,
They have Zoom in Guatemala, huh?
build a house.
Yeah, that's fun.
Commissioner Hanson?
Yeah, I just wanted to note that the reason I didn't jump up for the flag salute is having just come out of knee replacement, getting up and down is doable, but I don't do it when not strictly necessary. And that's why I'm not there in person tonight, but hopefully in a couple of weeks, I'll be there in person.
Good plan.
There are no other commissioner comments. We'll, oh,
First of all, I just want to thank Dan, on the record, for doing a presentation at the county council. Explained the complex topic, so thank you for that. And I just want to check in with Scott. You said you're doing the house in Guatemala. Do you have the permits?
They're handled.
Sunita?
I'm just curious what kind of building materials you're gonna use in Guatemala, if you're gonna locally source them or use natural materials.
It'll be concrete floor, galvanized steel stud, and metal siding and roofing due to the corrosive environment of the jungle.
Okay, then if there's no other commissioner comments, we can move on to approval of minutes. And I believe there was a correction.
There was a
Okay.
revision requested by Chris Behe from Bellingham, City of Bellingham Planning.
So if everyone would like to review the minutes for January 22nd, 2026, and also the amendment.
I can also share it on the screen.
Yeah, good one.
I had a question on this, if Chris Behe was saying that it was. I guess, why did he have the amendment? Or the suggested amendment?
And is the amendment an accurate representation?
So when I looked over the transcripts, I'm gonna try and get it. And the audio, He did not state all of it. My paraphrasing is exactly what he said, he stated. You stated the percentages and all of that, but he did not.
Is his requested change, in your opinion, an accurate reflection of the record?
But let's not. I mean, it is. It is a revision. It's, it could have been what he stated when his mic was silenced, when Kevin called point of order. So it did not catch the recording, so if he said it,
Well, the amendment, just for clarification, the amendment is referred to something that says Commissioner Dunn moved. So that would be the actual motion.
It's. The part that I'm looking at is on page, original packet, like the fourth page. That one there. So I seconded something, you said I moved,
on the second page,
Mine has the highlight that says a green that says amendment. Right there. Is that not what's being proposed?
No, this was about
Mine doesn't say.
this was about the housing funding gap.
yes, there was a motion and I amended that motion. But this is about, this is in the packet, on page 4 of the one that just came out a couple days ago, it looks like this. It's
Back to that red, and there.
it's like that one where the red is.
Okay, yeah, that's what mine looks like.
so this is Commissioner Brown's motion to approve his letter as revised and attach it to the comprehensive plan update.
and Rebecca said this is what he wants.
So I paraphrased. Proposed 2022 market rate units without subsidy would address that gap.
Yeah, I guess I agree, brother, like the minutes should reflect a literal transcription, as close as possible to what actually was said.
Right.
So,
He did not say those percentages.
okay, then,
Can't put it in.
yeah. So what did he, so in your opinion, Eileen, what did he literally, or what's the best part of like what he actually said?
That. To be, what I wrote. The proposed 10 to 20 market rate units, would address the gap. He thought, in his opinion, he said that it said that it would close the gap, like it would satisfy it, and I said it doesn't say that, it just says it would. Help with that.
So he wants to put in the stuff in red that starts from the additional 133 million. And what you feel he said was not that, but the crossed out part,
Yes.
the proposed.
Yes, and I have the transcripts that I can pull up if you would like, but. He requested it.
Record says what the record says, it doesn't say
That's
that's one.
pretty simple.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
Can you pull up the transcripts by any chance?
Yes.
Oh, really probably do that. I just wanted to express one of the reasons that I feel so strongly about this issue. Is if we don't provide housing for 5,000 housing units with an average. Occupancy size of about 2.3, so call it roughly 10,000 people. The obligation to provide social services and interventions, whether it's homeless intervention, whether it's social services, whether it's medical care, will fall on top of the county government. Because the county government is responsible for the health department, mental and physical issues in the community, and also responsible for incarceration or other crisis intervention services. So if the county accepts the shortfall, the county is going to be the one that has to write the check to deal with the outcome, the consequences of it. Well, not forgetting all the other social issues about 10,000 people without homes anyway.
Right, yeah.
But the cost of it doesn't go away, it just gets transferred from one branch of government, in this case from the city of Bellingham, to the county.
So. This is what he said. I wish I could make it bigger.
And so this is after like a audio transcription or something?
Yes, and it is exactly what he said. If I play the audio.
What was it that you said? I mean, the rule's really clear, the record's supposed to reflect what was said.
Could you scroll up just a little bit?
This is what Commissioner Brown stated.
Oh, I'm sorry, we could scroll up so we could see Chris's comment, like, right, there's a speaker 5, yeah. I don't think we're.
I make a proposal. Just ask Eileen to put the whole thing in verbatim into the record.
Okay.
Yeah, that section.
Don't summarize it, just put it verbatim. Are you trying to shoot me? Or?
No, is that a motion?
Hey?
Is that a motion?
Yes, that is a motion.
So that's a motion to amend the minutes. To strike that entire summarized paragraph and put the transcript in verbatim.
Correct.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Do we need to call the roll for that, or can we do that by consensus? Is there anyone opposed to that? Okay, that's now the current amended minutes that we're reviewing.
So I make a motion to accept the amended minutes.
Okay, I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Let's do a roll call on this then.
Brown? Dunn?
Yes.
Eisenberg?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Mosseri?
Yes.
Van Dalen?
Yes.
Passes.
Okay, now we are on to our meeting topics, the annual business meeting. And with the first course of action for this to be election of officers?
Yes.
Okay, well then, we will do election of officers. We need to elect a chair and a vice chair. I would say let's start with the chair, and then we can go on to the vice chair. Is there anyone who would like to volunteer or nominate anybody for the chair?
I'll take Dan Dunn.
I accept your nomination.
Are there any other nominations? Jim Hansen?
I didn't quite hear. Did anyone nominate you yet?
No.
Well, I'd like to.
Okay. We have 2 people that have been nominated. Is there anybody else? Otherwise, I think we just go around and vote.
Say the name that
We
you
have
like.
discussion?
Yes.
Well, I just would like to say that I purposely don't put myself in that position because I'm too opinionated. So I think it's good that we have someone who will follow in Kelvin's footsteps and say what needs to be said when he or she feels like something really needs to be said, but isn't one of the main persons with talking points.
Daniela?
I would support Dominic, not against Dunn, but just because Dan brings so much to the meeting, information wise. Blew my mind how, what you've done this past year, so I'm impressed with that, but I would support Dominic in the many years you've been here already, and, you know, that's just me speaking.
I will say I would prefer not to be the chair. That was just filling in here because nobody else had chaired a meeting before that was here, so I am going to be supporting Commissioner Dunn.
Well, that shoots me down. I still stand by what I said. And Jim. Oh.
So does that
we-
mean, are we voting for two people or, so does that, was that a decline, Dominic, that you are not accepting of that
You
nomination?
can rescind the nomination. if
If
you-
I can decline, I would prefer to decline.
Boo.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Boo.
Right.
And definitely, I hear the concern. I'm happy to moderate how I talk, and to leave room for other people. I also feel like I've been chair with other groups where I feel like I haven't been able to navigate that and still contribute a lot, and still run the meeting. So, I guess if I'm elected, I'm happy to navigate that in whatever way the group feels fit.
That being said, would you reconsider if based on what Dan just said?
Could there be a does it have to be chair and vice chair? Could they co-chairs, or is that not allowed in the okay, thank you for that.
I believe our bylaws say we have one chair and one vice chair.
That is correct.
I again prefer not to be chair. I've been in meetings with Dan where he is chaired, and I feel like he does a good job of balancing running the meeting and also providing his own opinion and information as needed. So
Okay,
I have confidence that he can contribute in both ways.
okay. Sounds good.
So if there's no other discussion, I would say we just all go around and vote for who you would like for chair.
Mhm.
Eileen?
Dunn,
Me, Dan?
Eisenberg,
Abstain.
Hanson,
Can't hear you, Jim.
Yeah, I'll abstain also.
Uh,
No reflection on you, Dan, just my position.
Musari,
Dan?
Van Dalen,
Dan,
Brown, that carries.
I move, Dominic to be vice chair.
I'll second that.
Second, oh,
Let Danita have it.
Don't let them off the hook on this one.
I'm happy to accept as vice chair. Are there any other nominations for vice chair? Okay, Eileen, can you call the roll?
Yes. Eisenberg,
yes.
Hanson,
Yes,
Musari,
Abstain.
Van Dalen,
Yes,
Brown, Dunn,
Yes.
that passes.
Okay, I think that I should pass the meeting over to you now, Dan, or should I carry on?
No, he's the chair.
No, he is the chair now.
He gets the gavel.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. Okay, sounds good. Vice Chair, great, thanks, guys. Okay, so next up, we've got our review of business rules. Eileen, I don't know if I'm gonna pull that up on the screen. I think we looked at these last year. We look at them every year, this meeting. And I think we just kind of start from the top and look at them, review them, go through sections. If you got comments or changes or questions, anything like that, then we just kind of work through them from the top down. Does that sound okay with everybody?
Yep.
Sweet. All right, so section 1.1, the creation, name and purpose. Any thoughts or comments? And some of the stuff we have to include is statutory, some stuff's optional. Any comments on first section there?
Yeah.
Jim, was that a comment or was that sort of a stretching?
Sorry, that was just a groan.
Okay.
I turned it off.
That was the need. All right, no worries, no worries. Cool, so section 1.2, for regular meetings.
Eileen, can you scroll up a little bit? Yeah, thanks. Sorry.
So there were some changes.
Oh, sorry. So they're highlighted in red on that.
Yeah, I don't know why this one's not happening.
Okay, can you just highlight them?
Yes,
Here, you can see where the changes.
yes. And I can make it bigger. Is that helpful?
Yeah, thank you so much.
And I assume we have latitude here that, we start at 6 and then sometimes we end early, might end late sometimes, or end at 9 o'clock.
Right, this
Not-
one is the latest that we've been going to. So at least it's just in there that if y'all would like. Because in the past, since it wasn't in there, we could have gone to 11:30, 12 o'clock. The latest I went to was 2 AM.
That's a long day.
It was a very long day. So this would make it as a cap.
Why do we?
When I read this, I didn't see it as a cap. I thought this was more as saying this is generally how it says typically meets twice a month. From this time to this time. I thought it was generally just saying, this is the norm for us, but we can decide to adjourn early or stay later, but it just kind of gives a norm for the commission. I was fine with it in there. If it's like seeing it interpreted as a hard cap, I would have
No,
put it in there.
it is up to all of you. Yes.
Scott?
No different than when what we worked through last year. And then we jumped to meeting every Thursday and then sometimes on a Tuesday and did all those, it was the same thing. It just wasn't I don't see a problem with it. I like the goal of 6 to 9, so.
Also don't want to vote on something at 9:01 and then have someone say that was an invalid vote.
Yeah, I think to me, it was like sort of more of a aspirational 9 o'clock. Yeah, I think having the 6 to 9 means like, to me, it means if we have to be here 6 to 9. I guess twice a month from 6 to 9. So I guess I'd be more comfortable with something that's a little more flexible, like a 6 o'clock start time is great, and then even for 9 or something.
Yes, the commission can do.
Anybody online, Jim and Steve, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, just quickly, 6 to 9 is great. We can always make a motion to extend the meeting time on any given day.
Yeah, nothing to add.
Good point.
All good then? The commission, anything?
Oh, good as it is.
Duke, question?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a point of order. Can we make a motion to accept? Do we want to do it just one at a time? Or because like the first ones are pretty common sense in sections 1.2 to 3.1. Can we make a motion to accept those and then discuss and kind of discuss all three of those? That's kind of like 3 main things. Is that possible?
I think so, yeah. You're gonna make a motion to accept that first change in 1.2B.
Yeah, and I would add to that, my motion would be to accept 1.2B, and then in the 2.4, well, just say through 3.1, where it says secretary changes to coordinator, which is Eileen, I believe.
Yes.
With the changes in 2.4 for hybrid meetings,
Yep, from 1.2 to 3.1.
Could we talk about the hybrid meeting one a little bit?
If we get a second, then we can discuss it all.
Good point.
Is there any reason you stopped at 3.1?
Just to break this into sections was my reason.
Unless anyone has any changes, I would take it all the way to the end. The only other change is just the secretary.
Or secretary coordinator. I would accept an amendment to that motion,
To what? Original Aggies.
prove it as is,
With amendments.
with, yes.
I think Jim has his hand up, but I can't tell if that is just from a while ago because it blends
I'll
in. the
accept that motion. I think we should probably just adopt it as is.
back. Agreed, but I didn't raise my hand.
Bad girl.
So is your motion then to adopt the whole thing?
Correct,
Second.
With the proposed changes.
correct.
So I'm still trying to find them.
Could I suggest a friendly amendment?
Sure.
Under section 1.5D. Voting. This is where irrespective of section C, chair shall always vote last. I felt maybe good just to have the chair be in the same rotation as everybody else. So I say just strike that to strike D.
I'm okay with that. Do we have any discussion on that?
I'll second it. Discussion.
Okay.
My discussion is simple. Council just rotates.
Yeah.
I don't know any official body where the chairman always votes last.
Yeah, I can't recall why it has always been that way on the planning commission, and I think the logic was that if it was gonna be, I don't know, I think the logic was to have the chair not sway the decision preemptively, but I don't know that that's a good reason. I just think that was the reason that it was in there. There was a fear of that.
It actually gives the chair more power. It's not a neutralizing act. It's a
Empowering.
empowering act.
So I vote to have less power as the chair. Still the reals. Steve and Jim, you guys got any thoughts on that?
Nothing to add. I mean, I understand the logic behind why it was maybe there in the first place, but I'll support it. So I'm just waiting for the vote.
And I don't care either way, but if we're gonna, we strike the whole clause rather than just the last part of the clause. The whole set, yeah.
All of D.
Yeah, because irrespective of what, so just. we all-
Exactly.
Yeah, my amendment would be to strike section 1.5D.
Yep, all of D.
Oh, got it.
And Rudd, did you second that one?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so. But I will. If I haven't, I will.
Great, sounds good. Do you want to vote on that amendment and then vote on the whole thing? Eileen, you want to call the roll?
Yes, Eisenberg,
So clarity, what are we voting on? That.
to strike,
Just strike the D all the way out, correct?
this is 1.5D.
E.
Okay,
Yes, I'm voting yes.
perfect. Hanson,
Abstain.
Osari,
Yes.
Van Dalen,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
that passes.
And then we could vote on the main motion.
Yep.
Except as amended.
Any more discussion on that whole thing? I think talk a little bit about the changes you made for the ADA accessibility, section 2.4 hybrid meetings.
Yes, so as of April of this year, 2026, the state of Washington is requiring that all government entities follow the ADA compliance from the WCAG. This comes from the Washington State Department of Equity or Office of Equity. And that means for us, it's whatever is going to be public on our website has to be ADA compliant. So for this change, to the hybrid meetings, that would be our YouTube video live recordings that are uploaded. So that means if you are hybrid, if you are able to have your camera on when you're speaking, you do not have to have it on if you're not speaking. But it's for those who can't hear well, they can read lips, they can see what's going on. It's just to be in compliance. And this is stage 1 of the requirements. And all county-wide communication specialists are requiring that we have all of our committees with video on, if possible. So if you're speaking, have your video camera on. Same thing with me. If I wasn't in eyesight of the camera, I would have my camera on. So if I'm like right here, you can't see me. Now I have to as well when I speak. So it's just so we can be in compliance with the new code. It's statewide. You've seen councils already doing that. They have all of their cameras on. They have the closed captions on, which is why I have it on as well. It's just so we can be in compliance moving forward.
And so would that be like a requirement for folks who are on Zoom to have their things on, or is it more of a recommendation?
If you're able to, so I understand some people are calling in via phone. Obviously, you're not gonna have the camera on, which is why we have closed captions. So our attendees do not have access to the video on Zoom as attendees. So the closed captions are on. For board members who are regularly speaking when we're voting, yes, if you are able to. I understand, like Commissioner Eisenberg, you travel. If you're unable to have a camera, or you don't have your camera on, or your camera at all, if your device does not have it, then obviously you can't force someone to have it if they don't. So it's only if you're able to.
Does that apply to the public who comment online?
Right, so the attendees do not have access to the cameras. So that's where closed captions come in.
Okay.
And Zoom will pick up online words verbatim better than in person, or if you're on a video camera setting. So I have no idea how it works, but yes, I've seen it with council, and I've seen it with the hearing examiners and how they're doing their Zoom, and so I have fixed it to where we now can be in compliant.
So if you're a commissioner and you're on Zoom, it'd be nice to have the camera on when you're on.
If able to, yes. So if Commissioner Eisenberg, if you are able to have your video camera on, then when you speak, that's when you would have your camera on as well. And then you can turn your camera off if you can. So some people don't have video cameras. They obviously can't have their camera on. So
You said, when speaking,
when speaking,
so if you're not
if
speaking.
you're not speaking, you don't have to have it on.
Your thoughts, comments?
Looks fine to me.
Quick
Sure.
comment.
Yeah,
Sorry, you want to recognize?
Yeah, go ahead, no, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I think that's a good policy. As someone who also travels a lot and zooms in from different parts of the world, I just want to note that sometimes the internet is so sketchy that it does not allow, it will crash if you try to put the video on. So if I'm in that situation, I will clearly state that as my reason for not engaging the video. The other comment is just about anybody can engage using their phone, which they have built-in cameras. So it's not having a camera is somewhat unique.
Cool. Any other discussion? Good. Eileen, could you call the roll, please?
Yes, this is to approve the entire business rules, correct, as amended.
Right.
Hanson,
Yes.
Mosseri,
Yes.
Van Dalen,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Eisenberg,
Yes,
that passes.
If you just look at the text up there. It's a good example of the error item.
AI.
Yes. Yes.
That's true. Hey, tell me.
Yeah, as going along with that comment, I've noticed, it's probably even more important than ever if people are on Zoom to not have their, audio on if they're not speaking, because I've seen it pop up and mix up things even worse when it was picking up other sound from people's audio that were not currently speaking at the time. So I'd say just be real cautious of turning your audio off when you're not speaking.
Yes, and this closed caption part does show up on our live feed. I tested it while y'all were talking, so.
No, good to know. Good to know.
Our next item is other comments or concerns. I think that's sort of a general open bucket there.
Yes.
Does anyone have any other comments or concerns?
Yeah, I would just say, encourage anyone, if there's anyone watching or listening, we currently have an open seat on the planning commission. So if anyone's interested, they should apply.
From district.
Yeah, what district?
District 1 or 5, correct? But they need to be from District 1 or 5.
What district do you live in, Bob?
I can't be on the.
Oh,
Stay
stay
on
months.
person. And I forgot to mention something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Council approved a purchase and sale agreement on Tuesday night for a new office building for the planning department. So we're moving.
When you leave.
After I leave.
That's a big after, that's cruel.
You guys all know that or not?
I did, but I don't know exactly where.
Yeah, it's that, it's right behind, REI, that Seahome Shopping Center.
The old movie theater?
No, it's a,
It's where Western had theirs passport, where you can go get.
it's yeah, it's the Western Washington University building. A bunch of administration folks were in there, their IT is in there, and all their servers. They're proposing to move, they want to move everybody back onto campus. And so they put the building up for sale.
That's more accurately behind the Higgins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
hey, what did I say, REI?
Yeah,
Uh,
the old Albertsons was behind REI.
oh. Predates me. But anyway, the goal is late 2026, early 27 for the move. So we'll start messaging that out to our customers here, very soon, very shortly, so.
We missed our little double-wide office.
Well,
gonna-
that was
That's
one
the
of the,
next thing.
one of the
It won't
things
be
was-
here.
Well, they can move this over there.
Well, one of the things,
The same feeling, exactly the same.
we got an initial tour and then we were, one of our prime things was, okay, where's the planning commission gonna meet? Making sure we had adequate room and all that. And there'll have to be some, tenant improvements. There's no permit center or counter, things like that. And then making sure that the public access is clear and then for you guys to have a meeting. And to have the public attend the meeting as well, so. We'll work all through that out with facilities and.
He's this big. Can't be any
Yeah,
smaller.
hopefully bigger, can't be any smaller, yeah.
Do you get an honorary desk?
Here's another comment, just for an example of how things could get messed up in the public discourse, is there are certain parties in this county who are calling malfeasance because after money was spent to rebuild this piece of junk to accommodate planning, that they bought another piece of property for half the cost, and they think that's a waste of taxpayers' money. So you just have to be aware that any good deed may go unpunished.
It was 1/10 of the cost.
Yeah, it's
Really?
8 million compared to 68 million, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, for a whole new building here, yeah.
Yes.
Made it pretty simple, I think, easy decision, yeah.
Yeah, those planning departments just make stuff so expensive.
Tried to apply for permits yet for the,
Bellingham.
It's not building ADU. Okay, so, that's our other comments, concerns. Next item, unless anything else on that is unfinished business or new business. Seeing none, that brings us to the end of our meeting. And I will
Motion to close.
adjourn. Good,
Good.
all right,
Amen.
thanks, everybody.
Thanks, you
Thank
guys.
you.
Well, when I walked in here, you said I'm no longer in charge.